What's up, y'all? So as you guys probably know, Olivia turned 1 month old this month, December 6th. And so that marks 1 year for our breastfeeding journey. So I thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and do a video kind of all about our breastfeeding experience and journey, and some things that were hard, some things that were unexpected, and maybe answer a few of you guys' questions. And if I don't get to everybody's question, just please leave it down below, because I'm pretty passionate about breastfeeding and the whole process of it. So if you guys have any questions, I'll be more than willing to help. So let me know. Also, before we get started, I just wanted to say that I know in the last video I told you guys that I would be uploading consistently on Tuesdays and on Thursdays, and that's when to expect things from my channel. However, this past week, with it being Christmas and everything, I got the Tuesday video uploaded, but Thursday was just like all over the place. This week has been kind of hectic, so I'm hoping with the new year and everything, it will settle down and we'll get more into like a routine and everything. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up before getting started. So let's get started. Okay, so for starters, I guess I will go ahead and talk about during my pregnancy. I had the plan to breastfeed, and I was one of those moms who I did all kinds of research. I watched videos, I read things, I went to a bunch of prenatal classes, and I tried to get as much knowledge as I possibly could, because I just figured, you know, a part of what makes the whole process scary is not having knowledge and not having resources and not having people that you can reach out to that kind of know about any questions that you might have. So I was definitely one of the type of moms that was out there researching everything, trying to get all the answers for everything. So going into labor and after labor and the whole breastfeeding starting of that, I thought I knew more than, you know, maybe the average person just going into it. Let me tell you, it is all a different experience when you are experiencing it for yourself. So there were so many things and ways that I felt that I was just like unprepared for. As a new mom, my top concerns were, is she latching right? Is any milk coming out? Is she getting enough milk? If there is milk coming out, is she getting too much milk? So I do want to state that I had so much help from a local friend. I believe her correct title is health specialist, but it's sort of like breastfeeding consultant. I'm so sorry if I'm wrong, Amanda. But yeah, if you are in my area, please contact me if you need help. And if you need more help, I will definitely send you to my friend Amanda, because I literally owe her so much for helping me and Olivia on, you know, get on our way, get on our feet with breastfeeding. So the first few days, I definitely didn't think, you know, things were right. I had talked to the breastfeeding consultants that were in the hospital. They weren't like on top of their game like Amanda was about helping me. And so after I got out of the hospital, I contacted Amanda, and she came to my home, and she actually physically showed me how to do this thing. I mean, she put my boob in the baby's mouth and was like, this is how it's done. And you guys, that sounds so awkward and like so funny, and all laughs aside, it was exactly what this worried mom needed. Like, I needed somebody to show me and let me know the correct way to do it, because Olivia's latch was not correct, come to find out, and that is why I was having a ton of pain whenever she would nurse because the latch just wasn't right. And she was like, girl, it's not supposed to hurt. And I was like, what? Oh my goodness. I didn't know that. I didn't know, you know, as a new mom, you're like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know how this is supposed to feel, if it's not feeling right, you know. So when all that got situated, I'm telling you, it was so wonderful. I was so thankful, because something you guys might not know is that I had the stomach virus shortly after Olivia was born, and that was so tough. I'm telling you, I mean, Austin, props to my hubby, because he was so wonderful, because he would have to take the baby away because I didn't want her to get it, and then bring her to me every so often so I could breastfeed her. And I was like, the moment she would latch, I'd be like, nope, take her back, I can't do it. It was such a hard time. So having the whole breastfeeding thing down and knowing that at least I was doing it correctly, that was such a huge relief. So that kind of sums up the start. It was such a huge, I wouldn't say disaster, but I was literally so stressed out, and I did have postpartum depression, and that's a subject for another video. But it was a lot going on those first few weeks, and let me tell you, if I can get through it, you know, you can do it. If you're a mom that's watching this and you're worried that, you know, you just cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel, trust me, I could not either. Like, I didn't think that I was ready to throw my hands up. And this, like, I was adamant about, I wanted to breastfeed. I was, from day one of pregnancy, this is what I wanted. And just after those struggles, I was like, you know, no, let me just grab a bottle. And disclaimer, you know, you do your thing. But I wanted to breastfeed, and the fact that I was so ready, I was like so ready to give up. I was so overwhelmed with it. If I can go through postpartum depression and a stomach virus, you know, ugly truth, but throwing up everywhere and having a toddler in the house, you know, you guys just reach out to me. You know, if you can't reach out to me for some reason, reach out to, you know, local breastfeeding consultants. You know, reach out to your mom, your friends, your family. You can do this. You won't regret it. So, on to the next part of the story. Whew, okay, my camera battery died, and so I went and done the dishes and let it charge for a little bit. Now, one subject I wanted to touch on was public breastfeeding. So, I breastfeed in public. Like, I was nervous about it at first, but the way that I feel about things, I felt like I would kind of be a hypocrite if I didn't breastfeed in public, because, you know, I support women who breastfeed. I don't think it's like a disgusting thing. I don't, you know, there's so much controversy over it now, and so I'm going to tell you guys the main reason why I'm even talking about this right now is because I wanted to share with you guys my first experience breastfeeding in public. Okay, so Olivia she was very little. I mean, she was still like in that newborn stage. Me and my mom went to Walmart. We were shopping at Walmart, and Olivia was fussy, and my face was turning red, and I was like, I know what I gotta do here. It is crunch time. I've talked about breastfeeding in public, but it's the real deal now. And we're at Walmart. Oh my gosh, like, I was so nervous. So I went to the very front of Walmart, and you know how they have like benches for you to sit in at, like, as the doors are opened right there? Well, I sat there, and I believe this first time that I publicly breastfed was like the only time that I actually used a blanket to cover up, because all the other times Olivia, I live in Alabama, for anybody who watches my videos who like doesn't personally know me. and know where I live. I live in Alabama, so it is humid and it is hot. However, at this time it was pretty chilly, and you know, she was still in that newborn stage. After that, she was hot, she was bigger. Anytime I would put a blanket over her head, she just thought it was a silly game I was playing, and she wouldn't nurse, so that didn't work out. Anyways, so I had a blanket over me, and I was like, I don't know. I want to say, like, I don't want to use this word, but it's pretty accurate. I mean, I was sitting there breastfeeding this baby, first time in public, and I was defensive. Like, I was waiting. I was like, who's gonna come up to me? Who's gonna come up to me and tell me to go to the bathroom, or to go to my car, or yeah, go sit out in my car in this freezing cold weather? Who is gonna come up to me and tell me that that's disgusting? Or, you know, I was ready. This mama was ready to fight and defend her breastfeeding time with her new baby. So this older woman comes up to me and she says, I just have to stop and tell you how proud of you I am for doing what you're doing. And I just was like, what? What'd you say? And she was like, I am so proud of you for sitting there and publicly breastfeeding that child. She said, my daughter recently had her first child, and she was publicly breastfeeding, and someone came up to her and was literally cussing her out, telling her how disgusting and unnecessary that was, that she was breastfeeding in public. Basically telling her she should be ashamed and all that stuff. Made me so sad. I feel so sad for anybody who experiences that kind of stuff, because, you know, I know from my perspective, it's not like an exposure thing. I'm not like, let me breastfeed my baby and like get attention. And as a whole humanity, like, I don't see how we have come so far, and we're viewing something so natural as like disgusting or unnecessary. You know, I don't understand that. It's really sad, because it's just all part of the process. I mean, it happens. It's natural when you have your baby. For most women, unless there is, you know, an understandable problem, you know, you start lactating. It's a natural part of pregnancy and the process. So I just hate for it to be viewed as anything but natural and beautiful, because that's what it is, you know. So you guys, there was my long rant and story about my first experience breastfeeding in public, and after that it was like smooth sailing from there. I was like, okay, that gave me the boost I need. I made somebody proud of me. I'm proud of myself. My daughter is fed and happy and well and no longer screaming in the middle of Walmart. So there's that. I have breastfed a lot in other places. Me and my husband, we went on our Valentine's Day dinner. We took our toddler and our newborn, because she was only like 2.5, 3 months. No, probably like 2.5 months. Maybe just 2 months. I can't do math at that time. And I mean, she was tiny, and we took her with us, and I had to breastfeed her in the restaurant. And, you know, that's just part of it, mom life. And, you know, it went fine. And for me, like, this whole journey has been one where I set goals, and each time I would pass them, like 3 months, and then I was like, whoa, I made it to 3 months. And then here my daughter is 6 months, and it's so bittersweet. She's growing and she's healthy, and oh, but she's getting bigger. But then I'm like, wow, I'm so proud of myself and of her, because we both made it this long successfully breastfeeding. And you know, now here we are at a year, and I'm really proud of that. Like, I'm telling you guys, the first few weeks, I would have never thought that I would have made it this far. Now, as far as like how she is doing now with breastfeeding, she is still breastfeeding. She is still very, very, very attached to breastfeeding. Currently, we are in the process of trying to get her a little bit more interested in food. She's like, she'll eat food, but I would just call it snacking. Like, if you're eating, she might like take little nibbles, little bites here and there, but she's not like eating. And we're kind of trying to get her more excited about foods and everything. Literally just, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, we tried her on whole milk. Like, that's the first time she tried whole milk. So, and she didn't like hate it, but she didn't love it either. She was just like, what's this, you know? And so she still breastfeeds throughout the night. She wakes up, like, she doesn't really wake up, you know, like she's like kind of whine, you know, for it. And I know what she's looking for, because if I don't give it to her, like, she does start crying and everything. So right now we're kind of in the process of trying to get her to either like wake up and sip a little bit from a cup, like whole milk throughout the night, to like not nursing or needing a sip of anything at all throughout the night. We're trying to get on that level. I don't have a time frame of when I would like to wean or anything. I just thought, you know, cutting back a little bit, cutting back through the night, and getting her to eat more food, solid foods, will be a good thing. So yeah, that's kind of where we stand right now. She is such a good breastfeeding baby. It's so much about that comfort and that bond that, you guys, I really need to touch on that in this video. Suffering from postpartum depression, like I said, is a whole nother subject for another video that I can totally do for you guys if anybody is interested or wants to see that from me. But, you know, going through that and then overcoming it and everything, and having breastfeeding be one of those kind of bonds that me and Olivia has, is so special. It really is. And people might not understand it that have never breastfed or that were unable to, but she relies on me so much because she knows that I'm where her main source of nutrition comes from. Like, if she's crying, if she doesn't feel good, and you know, most of the time, either way, even if your child is bottle fed, like with a mom, it still translates. Like, your child is still gonna want you. But, you know, just something about, I know that I have, you know, the comfort that she needs, the nutrition that she needs still comes from me. It's such a special thing, because sometimes, you know, for people who have to bottle feed, that ends after birth. Like, you know, to know that, okay, I have given birth to her, but her nutrition, and she is growing because of me. Like, she's still growing because of me and what my body is providing for her. It's super cool to know that. So I just ordered a handheld tripod for vlogging from Amazon, and I'm waiting for that to come in. Like, I have the camera propped up on this thing in my bathroom. I just can't get it the right height, and so I'm like sitting in a chair, and I'm sitting on my leg in the chair, and I just had to like switch legs because my other leg feels like it's about to fall off. But I need to quit. So yeah, this video may have been a little bit more all over the place than I intended for it to be, but I just kind of wanted to share a bit about my, you know, journey breastfeeding, and some of the things that I'd experienced and some of the struggles with that. So, you know, I had a latching problem, but all that was overcome and everything. And I I feel like I have a lot of experience with it now, and I just wanted to let you guys know, anybody who is watching, that it is something that you are fully capable of doing. You know, if you need help, please reach out. If you have any experiences you want to tell me about or share, just please let me know, because you know, this channel, it is for me and my family to look back on in the years to come. But I also want to do something really good with this channel, in that I'm passionate about being a mom, and I'm passionate about my toddler, who, would you even call him a toddler anymore? My kid? I don't know. And I'm passionate about my baby and all that goes along with it, you know, the pregnancy process and breastfeeding. So I want to help people. If, you know, any of you guys need help, or know somebody who needs help, or just needs a fellow mom to talk to, please reach out to me. So I guess that will be the end of my videos for 2017. It has been a big year, and I have really got more you know, used to vlogging and filming videos, sit down videos with you guys. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this past year with me and are looking forward to so much more in 2018. I'm excited because I know there are some good things to come next year. So hopefully you will stay tuned, and if you are new to this channel, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the new year.